Welcome to the Value Cruiser, where we search out the deals for you to save you time and money.
Here are the deals for the weekend of October 24th, 2025. Unless otherwise noted, prices are for interior rooms at double occupancy. And as always, we go in chronological order from the soonest sailing date. And for new deals every day, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. So let's get started with this week's deals. One of the best last minute deals out there is this 10-day Transatlantic from Lisbon to San Juan. A very good deal. Only interior rooms available now, but it's only $169, which means it's going to be $17 a night for you to cruise across the Atlantic. You're going to go to Lisbon and start from there, a day at sea, and then you're going to stop in the Azores before 5 more days at sea before going to Tortola and St. Thomas before you end in San Juan. $169, very good deal, and again, very close coming up, November 13th through 23rd. You will not find a Transatlantic for cheaper than this. Here's a good itinerary on Holland, America. It is going to be a 7-day Western Caribbean with the Greater Antilles and Mexico, leaving from Fort Lauderdale, November 29th through December 6, 2025. This 7-day cruise is going to be $399 a person for an interior room. Here's where you're going to go. You're going to start in Fort Lauderdale and then go to Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas before you have a day at sea. Then you go to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Georgetown, Cayman Islands, and Cozumel, Mexico before your day at sea, returning to Fort Lauderdale. $399 per person at the end of November. And here's another Holland America around the same time frame, except on the other coast of the United States. This is Holland America's Nieuw Amsterdam, sailing from San Diego on a 10-day Mexican Riviera cruise in the Sea of Cortez. Price is $599 per person for an interior room, sailing November 29th through December 9th of 2025. So around $60 a night per person. Pretty good deal there. You're going to start in San Diego. You're going to have a day at sea. And then day 3, you're going to go to Cabo San Lucas. Day 4 is going to be in La Paz, Mexico. And Laredo, Mexico on the day after that. Followed by a day at sea. Then going to Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta. 2 days at sea going back to San Diego. So very nice cruise, $600 a person on the West Coast on Holland America. And if Carnival's more your taste and you want to do a 6-day, 10 days is a little too long, this Carnival Panorama cruise is a 6-day Mexican Riviera cruise from LA, sailing November 30th through December 6th of 2025, basically in the same time frame as the Holland America. $250 per person. Let's see where it goes. You're going to start in LA, Long Beach, with a day at sea, and then you're going to do an overnight in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico before a day at sea, and then your last port will be in Ensenada before you come back to Los Angeles after your 6-day cruise for $250. And a semi-last minute Norwegian Joy cruise. Just a 3-day from Orlando, but still a good price. $200 a person, which is good for Norwegian for a 3-day. Really good, actually. Your dates are going to be December 2nd through December 5th, so about a month and a half away. You have ocean view from $270 and a balcony from $309. This is a Norwegian Joy cruise. You're going to Great Stirrup Cay and Nassau, Bahamas on this cruise. And just a little good Caribbean cruise for $200 on Norwegian. If you want to take a Bahamas getaway a little bit before Christmas on Carnival, this right here is a good option for you. This is a 5-day Bahamas from Port Canaveral, Orlando, Florida on Carnival Freedom. You're going to go December 6th through December 11th, 2025. It's $324 a person. Your stops are going to include Nassau, Princess Keys, and Celebration Key on this journey. So you will have a day at sea before you go to Nassau, and then Nassau, Princess Keys, and Celebration Key are back to back to back before you come right back to Orlando on this 5-day cruise. And a 7-night Royal Caribbean cruise for under $500 is always a good deal. This is December 7th, 2025 on Independence of the Seas, sailing out of Miami. It's a Western Caribbean itinerary, and it is $444 per person. Still a couple months away, about a month and a half out. You're going to go from Miami, starting in Miami. Perfect day right off the bat, day at sea. You're going to go to Georgetown, Grand Cayman Islands, and then Falmouth, Jamaica, before 2 days at sea, returning back to Miami on this 7-night voyage. If you want to do Christmas on a cruise ship, this is a very, very good deal for you. This is December 20th through 27th of 2025. It's on Holland America, Koningsdam, sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. This is a 7-day Eastern Caribbean, Amber Cove and Bahamas holiday. Again, $600 a person. Usually Christmas cruises require a premium. This one right here is an extremely good deal for that week. We'll show you where we're going. Fort Lauderdale, Half Moon Key. For a day at sea, you're going to go to Grand Turk, Amber Cove, and another day at sea before going to Key West in Florida. That's a good itinerary around Christmas, over Christmas, for $600 a person. The first celebrity entry in this week's deals is a good one. Sailing January 5th, 2026, it's going to be $200 a person, or $199 a person, for a 4-night voyage to the Bahamas from Fort Lauderdale on the Celebrity Reflection. Pretty good deal to do a 4-night cruise on Celebrity for under $200. Pretty simple itinerary. You're going to depart from Fort Lauderdale, go to Nassau for a day at sea, and then you're going to go to Grand Bahama before coming back to Fort Lauderdale. Here's a good deal from MSC. This is sailing January 12th through January 16th of 2026 on MSC Seaside. So one of their relatively new ships, about 8 years old. It's $221 a person. You're going to have 2 ports of call aside from Miami here. You're going to go to Ocean Key Marine Reserve before a day at sea, and then to Nassau before coming back to Miami. So a good little itinerary for $221 a person for a 4-night cruise on MSC. Here's a Princess itinerary, also in January of 2026, January 25th through February 1st on the Regal Princess. We wanted to highlight that the interior room is $384, but you can get a balcony from $549 and a mini suite from $754 on this itinerary. This is a 7-day Western Caribbean itinerary with Mexico, and you're going to have a starting point in Galveston, Texas. So starting in Texas, you're going to have a day at sea, Cozumel, Belize, Costa Maya, before 2 days at sea, returning to Galveston. And for the 3rd week in a row, we're going to be highlighting the Spain and Portugal Transatlantic 15-night cruise from Southampton, England to Galveston, Texas on Liberty of the Seas. The reason why we keep doing it is because the price keeps getting lower. It is now $767 per person. It was $780 something last week. 15 nights, October 16th of 2026. So you can plan ahead, plan accordingly. Transatlantics are awesome vacations. Nice, relaxing vacations. Again, you're going to go to Southampton, and then Vigo, Spain, Lisbon, Portugal, Madeira in Portugal, and then 9 days at sea before Galveston. Again, $767, the cheapest we've seen this one yet. Here's your Virgin Voyages deal of the week. This is a 5-night cruise on Scarlet Lady, going to the Cayman Islands and Bimini Beach Club. You're going to sail out of Miami. Those are going to be your 2 ports, the Beach Club at Bimini and Georgetown, Grand Cayman. And you are going to be sailing for $1,490. That's per cabin for double occupancy. So divide that in half to get your price. If we divide that by 2, it'll be $745 per person. Your dates for this are going to be in 2026, November 9th through November 14th. Here is an MSC Northern Europe itinerary, February 3rd through February 9th of 2027 on MSC Preziosa. This is $476 per person. It is a 6-night voyage. We're going to start in Amsterdam and go to Le Havre, Southampton for a day at sea, Hamburg, Germany, a day at sea before going back to Rotterdam. Nice Northern Europe cruise, under $500 a person. And our final deal of the week is on Princess. This is a 7-day Southern Caribbean with ABC Islands. We'll see how many of those islands are in this itinerary. In 2027 for you planners out there, March 28th through April 4th, so around spring break time as well on the Crown Princess. Your interior room is going to be $574 per person. And this is going to be a round trip itinerary from San Juan, Puerto Rico. You're going to go to St. Martin, Aruba, and Curacao on this voyage.
And those are your cruise deals for the week. Thank you very much for